Today I am discussing on the topic of lyophilization and spray drying technique. These are the contents which I will be discussing about the principles, process, types and application of lyophilization. Then spray drying techniques, its principle, process, types, equipments and application of spray drying. Introduction. Lyophilization, it is an essential process for preserving perishable materials by removing water from them, which is commonly used in pharmaceutical, food and biotechnology industry. Some benefits are extended shelf life, improved stability. The process of lyophilization, the main principle of lyophilization involves the phenomenon of sublimation, where the transition of solid to gas phase without first becoming liquid phase. The solid spontaneously transition into vapor state due to their weak intermolecular force and vapor high pressure. Here the lower temperature caused the material to first freeze, and once it did, vacuum pressure was used to remove the water content. Eventually the original solid and dry contents remain in the form of cake as the sublimation is finished. Uh, it is done in below the triple point of 0.0099 degrees Celsius. The water sublimates at the given pressure of 4.57 mm. The water removal during lyophilization is primarily driven by the concentration gradient of water vapor between the drying front and the condenser. These are this is the process. First, the sample preparation is done by freezing, then primary drying, then secondary, and then the final product. Process of lyophilization. The process of lyophilization is also known as freeze drying, which is used to remove water from the product by freezing it and then subjecting it to vacuum, allowing the frozen water to sublime directly from the solid phase to the gas phase. First step is freezing. The first step in lyophilization process is the freezing the product. In this, the product is placed in a freeze dryer and the temperature is lowered to below its freezing point. The second is primary drying. Once the product is frozen, the freeze dryer applies a vacuum to create a low pressure environment. This low pressure allows the frozen water to sublime or transition directly from the solid phase to the gas phase without passing through the liquid phase. Last step is the drying, secondary drying. In after the primary drying stages, there is still a small amount of water remain in the product. So this process involves raising the temperature of the freeze dryer slightly to further remove any remaining water. These are the classification of lyophilization equipments: batch freeze dryers, continuous freeze dryers, laboratory freeze dryers, industrial freeze dryers, specialized freeze dryers, hybrid freeze dryers, customized freeze dryers. So the types of freeze dryers. Let us discuss about the tray freeze dryer. It is the large and more sophisticated than manifold dryers. In this, a tray are used to dry a variety of materials. The driest product is produced for a long-term storage. To achieve the driest possible final product, a tray freeze dryer performs both primary and secondary freeze drying while the product is frozen in place. Some advantages of tray freeze dryer is suitable for batch drying of similar materials, maintain temperature and product quantity during drying process. Disadvantages are may experience slight variation in heat input at different points and requires uniform environment and stability for storage. Types of freeze dryers. It is in this a short typical circular tube is used in manifold freeze dryers to connect several containers containing the dry product to a condenser. When drying liquid materials in tiny containers for a short-term use, manifold freeze dryers are typically involved in lab environment. The product will be dried to a moisture content of less than 5% using a manifold dryer. Some advantages of manifold benchtop freeze dryer is individual connection to the manifold prevent competition for molecular space. It also maximizes drying efficiency due to proximity to the collector. Disadvantages are exposing vessels to ambient temperature can affect heat input, not suitable for product with precise temperature requirements. Rotary freeze dryer. In this, the dry material in the rotary freeze dryer is kept in a single sizable reservoir. Pellets, cubes, and other pourable materials are typically dried using rotary freeze dryers. The cylindrical reservoir of the rotary dryer is rotated during the drying process to avoid a more even drying of the material. Advan- Advantages of rotary freeze dryer is suitable for drying liquids like pellets and cube efficiently. Evenly dry substance due to the rotating cylindrical reservoirs. Some disadvantages are may not be suitable for product requiring precise temperature control, and this also requires careful handling to prevent heat input variation. The next type of freeze dryer is large scale production freeze dryer. These are industrial scale unit designed for larger volume production in pharmaceutical, food, and other industry, which are highly automated and may include multiple chambers or specialized features to meet specific production requirements. Advantages of this large scale production is removal of most microbiological contamination, natural preservation without use of preservatives, guaranteeing of long shelf life of the samples, reducing the volume and weight of the material, maintaining 90% of the original shape, colors, aromas, nutritional values, vitamins. Some disadvantages are higher energy consumption, long processing time. Types of freeze dryer. Next one is the microprocessor control freeze dryer, which are advanced technology to precisely monitor and control the lyophilization process. The working of the systems involve automated control, which regulate various parameters such as temperature, pressure, and vacuum levels throughout the freeze drying cycle. Data monitoring sensor integrated with the system provide real-time data on critical process variables, allowing for accurate adjustment. Programmable cycles offer programmable cycles for different products, enabling customized drying protocols. The last is feedback mechanisms, which receive feedback from the sensor and adjust settings to optimize drying efficiency and product quality. The advantages of microprocessor control freeze dryers is it offers precise control over temperature and pressure, ensuring consistent and high quality lyophilized product. Also reduce manual intervention, leading to more efficient drying cycles and increased productivity. The microprocessor systems can log data for process validation and quality control purposes. Also, continuous monitoring and adjustment of parameters optimize the drying process. Some disadvantages are this can lead to complexity in operation and maintenance, more expensive due to sophisticated control mechanisms and automation features. Also, maintenance of microprocessor control units may require specialized training and expertise, adding to operational cost. Lyophilization application. In pharmaceutical, it is used for the preservation of sensitive drugs and vaccines, which allows for long-term storage and transportation of this product without the need of refrigeration. In food, lyophilization helps to preserve the quality and extend the shelf life of various food products, commonly used for freeze drying fruits, vegetables, coffee, and dairy products. In biotechnology, lyophilization is employed to preserve enzymes, proteins, and other biological samples that are sensitive to heat and moisture. In diagnostic and research, lyophilization is used to produce stable reagents and diagnostic kits which require long-term storage. Research laboratories utilize freeze drying for preserving samples, reagents, and other biological materials for future analysis and experimentation. Next topic is introduction to spray drying. Spray drying, it is a technique used to convert liquid or slurry into dry powder, which involves atomizing the liquid into small droplets and then rapidly drying them in a hot gas stream. Or we can also define spray drying is a well-known method for particle production which comprises the transformation of liquid materials into dry particles, taking advantages of gaseous hot drying medium with clear advantage for the fabrication of medical devices. Importance are preservation of heat sensitive materials, production of fine and uniform powders, improve solubility and dispersibility, increase shelf life, enhance product stability. Principle of spray drying. Spray drying is a widely used method for drying liquids and solution into powder form. It involves converting a liquid feed into small droplets, which are then rapidly dried by hot air or gas. Spray drying offers several advantages, including high production rate, uniform particle size distribution, and preservation of product quality. The process of spray drying involves atomization, then droplet formation, then drying, then the powder formation. In atomization, it is the first step in spray drying process where the feed is broken down into small droplets, which can be achieved using various atomization techniques such as pressure nozzles, rotary atomizers, or centrifugal atomizers. Next is droplet formation. Once the feed is atomized, the droplets are exposed to hot air or gas in the drying chamber. The heat causes the solvent in the droplets to evaporate rapidly, leaving behind solid particles. Then the drying. In this, the droplets are continuously mixed and agitated to ensure uniform drying. The hot air or gas remove moisture from the droplets, resulting in the formation of dry powder particles. Powder formation. Once the drying process is complete, the powder particles are collected from the drying chamber. The particles can be further processed, such as sieving or blending, to achieve the desired particle size and composition. Types of spray dryer. Co-current dryer, which are preferred or designed for heat sensitive product. Here the spray evaporation is rapid. Temperature of the drying air is quickly reduced by the vaporization of water. The product does not suffer from heat degradation because the droplet temperature is lower during most of the evaporation time. Once the moisture content reaches the target level, the temperature of the product or particle does not increase greatly because the surrounding air is now much cooler. The dairy and other heat sensitive food products are usually dried in co-current dryers. Next is the counter current dryer. In this, the spray and the air are introduced at opposite ends of the dryer, with the atomizer position at the top and air entering at the bottom. It is more rapid. In this, the more rapid evaporation and higher energy efficiency than co-current design, was suitable for heat sensitive product. Some examples are soaps and detergent, which are commonly dried in counter current dryers. Mixed flow dryers, combination of both co-current and counter-current. Here the air enters at the top and the atomizer is located at the bottom. Like the counter-current design, a mixed flow dryer exposes the driest particles to the hottest air. This design is not suitable with heat-sensitive product. Next is the closed cycle dryer. A closed cycle dryer recycles a drying gas, which may be air or more commonly an inert gas such as nitrogen. Closed cycle units are the dryers of choice when feedstock consists of solid mixed with flammable organic solvents, and then complete recovery of solvent is required and the products are toxic. Pollution due to vapor, particulate emission, or odor is not permitted. Explosion risk must be eliminated. The powder will degrade by oxidation during drying. Spray dryers. These are the equipments which are used in spray drying technique. Spray dryers, which are the main equipment used in spray drying process, they are designed to transform liquid solution or suspension into dry powder or granular product. The key function and features of spray dryer includes atomization. The liquid phase is atomized into small droplets, increasing the surface area for rapid drying. Evaporation, the droplets are exposed to hot air, causing the liquid to evaporate and leaving behind dry particles. Air handling system. Spray dryer are equipped with air handling system to control temperature, humidity, and airflow within the drying chamber. Next is the atomizers. Atomizers are essential components of spray dryer which are responsible for breaking down the liquid feed into fine droplets. The key function and features of atomizer include droplet size control. Atomizer ensure consistent droplet size distribution, which affect the final product's particle size and properties. Spray pattern. Atomizer generate spray pattern that determines the coverage and uniformity of the drying process. Material compatibility atomizers are designed to handle a wide range of liquid feed materials, including solution, suspension, and emulsion. Application of spray drying technique. In food industry, spray drying is commonly used to produce powdered products such as milk powder, coffee, and dry fruit powders. Helps to preserve the flavor and nutritional value of the food products while extending their shelf life. In pharmaceutical, spray drying is used to produce dry powders of drugs and excipients. It also helps to improve the solubility and bioavailability of poorly soluble drugs. In chemicals, spray drying is widely used in the chemical industry for the production of powdered chemicals and catalysts. It also provides a convenient and efficient method for drying and powdering chemical substance. These are some of the reference.